Hello everyone, my name is Scouse Mouse, and this little chicken that is popping in and out of the shot is Gary. I've been trying to shoo Gary away for the last few minutes while I was waiting to record, and he just wouldn't go away. Oh, now he's decided to go. Now, anyway, today's episode, we're going to be talking about the new snapshot that Mojang have just released, and this is snapshot 20W09A. So, what those numbers pretty much mean is it's 2020, and it is week 9 in the year. So, we've got a couple of new blocks to talk about, a couple of things they've changed, so let's get to it. The first thing we're going to talk about is one of the new blocks, which is this little fellow in front of me, and this is a target block. Now, a target block is a new, not only is it very decorative and makes a lovely jubbly floor, it's actually a redstone block, and this will output a redstone signal when you hit it with a projectile, which I will show you in a moment. But let's first talk about how to make it. To make a target block, you're going to need a hay bale, and you're going to need 4 pieces of redstone, like you can see in front of you there. Now, the way these blocks work is actually quite cool. The nearer the centre of the block you get with a projectile, the larger the redstone signal it will output, up to a maximum of 16. So we can get an output of 16 from one bullseye. Now, to show you this, what I'm going to do, I've set up a little dispenser here. So if I shoot this out, we got 6 on that first one. We got, I think that was 12 on that one. So as you can see, the arrows are landing in different spaces, and it has given us different redstone outputs. So, there's going to be lots of different functionality for this depending on what you want. You could maybe use it if you had a game with your friends, so you'd have a dispenser halfway along maybe, and another one at the end, and it will spit out maybe a diamond if they get it all the way to the end, or maybe an emerald if it's halfway, or maybe a piece of rotten flesh if they only get 1 because your friend is useless at shooting stuff. Now, this will work with any projectile you've got. It will work with snowballs. It will work with eggs. It will work with a crossbow. Oh, nearly all the way to the end. And it will work with a regular bow. And I still didn't get it all the way to the end, and I've even been practicing. Let's try again. Now, Gary, just I miss Gary. I'm sorry, Gary. I loved you, man. Anyway, I'll mourn Gary later. So, the other new block we've got is this block here, and this looks absolutely stunning. This is crying obsidian. At the moment, it doesn't have any uses other than looking very, very cool. Let me just change the time here to night, just so you can see how awesome it is. I should have gone midnight there, really, shouldn't I? But as you can see, it's got this amazing particle effect where it looks like the block is actually crying. Now, I've actually got a couple of blocks set back here just so we can see the drippiness a bit better. Now, crying obsidian was actually an abandoned project back when Minecraft was in beta. I think it was the beta 1.3 that this was abandoned, and it was never actually implemented in the game, and its original use was intended to be to set a respawn point within the Nether. So maybe when they add the uses to this block in the update, then maybe we will see a way to spawn in the Nether, because currently if you put a bed in the Nether and try to sleep, you're gonna get blown up. That is what will happen. Now, they are purely decorative at this stage, but I think these things look absolutely amazing as tunnels because of the way you get the drippy effect, and it's dripping down from the ceiling there. I think that is absolutely amazing. They give off a light level of, if I am working this out correctly, 9, which is not the brightest block in the game, but it is enough to light up the immediate area around it. Now, there are a couple of other things I want to show you in this update, but they are in the Nether. So I thought I would make use of a new target block. I've hooked it up to a bit of redstone, just so we can show one possible use for it. And there we go, using a target block to enable our portal. So, let's head over into the Nether, nice and quickly, and we will look at what we've got going on here. The first thing to note is that they have renamed a couple of the things here. They have renamed Crimson Fungi to Crimson Fungus, and Warped Fungi to Warped Fungus. And they've made it so the four you can see here, the two fungus, and the warped roots and the crimson roots, you can now put them in pots. So if you make yourself a little nether house, you can now put them in pots. And the next thing is actually really quite sad, because zombie pigmen are no more. They're gone. I know. I'm as sad as you are about this. It is really quite a sad thing. But instead, what we've got is peat. Now, obviously, that's not the official name of these. These are zombified piglins. And for some reason, they only have one ear. So, if anyone sees Pete's other ear hanging around, let me know so I can reunite Pete with his ear. And I don't know where he got that sword from, because when I left him here, he didn't have a sword. So that is quite concerning. Someone been slipping you swords, Pete? No? Okay. Another update, another change I should say, in this snapshot is that these weeping vines are now climbable. We can climb them like we would a normal vine in the overworld, which is quite cool and will possibly make getting around the Nether a lot easier. Another change they have made that relates to these nether trees is how we can mine them. And previously they were a bit like glass, where no block in particular would, mine them quickly. So what they've done, if I just switch over to survival here, they've made it so you can harvest these quite quickly using a hoe. So obviously I'm using a diamond hoe here, and we can see how quickly it's mining these nether warp blocks, and it will be the same with the warped variety. So let me get back down to the ground, hopefully without dying. Ow. And let's look at something else. Changes have been made to the bartering system. So I left these guys with a stack of gold. So they've just been picking the gold up and chucking stuff down. So let's have a look at, I'm still in creative. Let's have a look at what kind of stuff they've been chucking down, because previously it was really difficult to get the good stuff like your nether warts and stuff. So let's just collect what they've thrown and let's go and have a look at what these guys have given us. So this has only been a couple of minutes, and in that couple of minutes they've given us 6 nether quartz, we've got some obsidian, we've got a potion of fire resistance. That is a really good trade, I feel. A splash potion of fire resistance, we've got some glowstone dust, ender pearls, leather, fire charge, that's handy, magma cream. You can also get from these guys, I don't know if they've thrown any to us yet, crying obsidian is something else that you can get from them. Let's just chuck them some more gold now and see if we can get some of that crying obsidian off them whilst we're here. Come on, Jeff. Come on, Jeff. Do we get any? No. This is Jeff and his brother, Jeff. Okay, so we're not getting any of the crying stuff right. They've gone off hunting Mr. Hoglin. So that is an improvement they've made to the bartering system, and I think that is a really positive change. I think the bartering system in the previous snapshot seemed a bit, I don't know, yeah, it just seemed like you were getting rubbish stuff. Swapping gold for gravel and stuff seemed to be a bit rubbish, really, didn't it? Another feature that I'm glad they have not so much added but fixed, is to do with the fog that we see in the Nether. So as we can see, the background there is all red and hazy and mysterious. What was happening previously is that when you went in between the different biomes, the haze, the fog was just changing in an instant. It was quite jarring and it was quite abrupt in the way it changed. Now they have made it, I need to be somewhere in the open rather than, can we go this way? That might do it. Yeah, so as we go across into the Soul Sand Valley, watch the colour change. Really, it's already started there. See how subtle that is now, how smooth? That makes for a much more natural experience, really. It is much nicer now to transition between the different biomes, because it's not like the haze is just changing in an absolute instant, and I think that is really cool. So thank you, Mojang, for fixing that. So that is all we've got for you in this snapshot. A couple of new blocks, which is always good, and a couple of other things that they've tweaked and improved since the last snapshot, which is also good to see. So I am really excited for this update. I can't wait for the full release to see what else they can add. I love these snapshots and seeing what new things there are, especially with the target block. I think that is really cool, and I can't wait to incorporate that into some of my redstone builds. And I'm sorry about this ghast that is trying to gag in on the video over there uninvited. Yes, I will deal with you later, sunshine. Yes, I will. You better fly away. So anyway, thanks for stopping by, and until the next time, it's Scouse Mouse out.